en la 103, en la avenida Primera, en los proyectos. And then I went from there to Park Avenue, 103rd for a little bit. And then we moved to the Amsterdam projects when I was around 8, 9, across the street from Lincoln Center now, you know. And then I used to hang out with the Hell's Kitchen guys from 54th, 56th, 55th Street. But growing up in Spanish Harlem with my grandfather, I loved it, man. Había the Latin smells, cuisines, but there was such you know, there were a lot of ethnic groups there too, you know. It wasn't only totally just Spanish. It was Spanish, pero Spanish de muchas partes, pero también habían los negros, también estaban los italianos, los irlandeses, the Germans, the Irish, and so that was great. But I knew that I was special because being Puerto Rican, man, the streets, you could just, you just got pride. I had pride, great pride, and a lot of love. Y yo sabía que yo era especial because I had that. Well, acting wasn't my first choice. Acting was my second choice. My first choice was I wanted to be a New York City cop, you know? Because I wanted to right some wrongs that I saw as a kid, and the fact that my mother dated this guy named Pete Panos, who's a Greek policeman in New York City, because she kicked my father out when I was about 2 because estaba haciendo la uga, you know, he was shooting up, and that wasn't right, and I would probably done the same, you know. She was a survivor, and so I got that from her. I got pride from my grandfather, my mother, man. They shot me through and through with pride. And then being Puerto Riqueño, that makes even more pride because we have a strong sense of what is right and what we want and what we feel is correct. So we hang on to that. And so I wanted to be a cop, and then in high school, after 7 years of wanting to be a cop in high school, I thought I'd try drama at school, get some extra credit, Look good at graduation with extra credit, and man, I got into drama club. That's it. That's all she wrote. I fell in love with it. I even played the lead in the play, y todas esas cosas, and that's it. And I said, Mom, this is what I want to do. Se ponieron a llorar. But now my mother doesn't work, doesn't have to, because I knock on wood, and thanks to God, I've been successful, you know.
So then you started out in Hollywood young, and then...
Well, I started in New York, and then when I came to Hollywood, yo tenía 22 años. 21, I was 21. Came out chasing a movie that I auditioned for in New York, and I didn't get it in New York, and they came back here, and the part was still open, so I got out here to get back in the office, and I guess that impressed them, and they gave me the part. So that was The New Centurions with George C. Scott back then. I played the Mexican officer in the movie, Sergio Duran, and that was really good. That was a good move. But then I went back to New York, and then the movie opened and nothing happened. So I said to my mother, you know what? I got to move to California. If I'm going to get anywhere in this business, I got to go where it is. So I came out and I said, I'm going to give myself till I'm 30 years old, but I'm going to give it a good 10, 12 years. Tú sabes? And luckily, at 27, I got chips. I mean, I was working a lot up till then, you know, a lot of movies, Airport 75, Midway.
You had a lot of guest starring
roles.
roles.
Oh, man, I was on every cop
Hawaii
show,
Five-O.
everything, todo eso. I did all that. I was all over the place. You know, before I got Poncherello, I did 9 years as the Hispanic with the knife, the gun, the brick, the pimp, the badass, the malo. That's all I played for a long time. My first movie was a movie called Across the Switchblade. Nicky Cruz, who was a Puerto Rican in real life, who is Puerto Rican in real life, and now he's an ordained minister. But it's a true story. But that was my first movie, and we shot that in New York, and you know, and I was all of 18 and a half, you know, because at 17 I decided I don't want to be a cop, I want to be an actor. And then I end up as a cop anyway. Pero Poncherello was supposed to be Italian American. When they were casting for it, that's what they were looking for. I got in because I was in a movie called New Centurions, and the producer liked my audition. And there were like 500 some odd guys trying out for this part. and you know, but they were looking for an Italian American, and it was not Poncherello, it was Poncherelli, the name. But once I got the part, and once I got it, and I almost didn't, because I spent 9 years playing the bad guy. Well, when I got the part, I told the producer, now we're going to change the name, and we're not going to make him Italian American, because I'm not Italian American. I'm Hispanic, I'm American. So now we got to change his name from Poncherelli to Poncherello. And I made him Hispanic American. And that was a good moment. Well, I have quite a few of them, but personally, when I learned how to speak and read Spanish, well, no, it was great to have Chips, you know, to get that, because it was steady work for me, and that's the way I looked at it. I didn't know it was going to have the impact. The cops I run into today say, hey, man, I became a cop because of the show, because you guys, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's impressive. But when I was doing it, I was just, hey, estoy trabajando, pagando la renta, cuidando la vieja. That was my trip.